What's up YouTube, it's TF Collector here, and today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Studios Series Gamer Edition Deluxe Class Devastation Optimus Prime from the Transformers Devastation game. So to begin off the review, let's go ahead and take a look at the box that Prime here comes in. We'll set him off to the side. Right on the front, you can see transforms in 21 steps, Autobot logo there, 8 and up. You have some nice images of Devastation Optimus Prime there on the front. He is from Transformers Studio Series line from the Transformers Devastation game. Devastation Optimus Prime is his name, Hasbro product, of course. On this side of the box, you have a picture of Optimus, Devastation Optimus Prime, and some other wording. On this side, you have the rest of that picture there, an Autobot logo there, and he is a deluxe class. On the back of the packaging, you have a picture from the game. Devastation Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime stops the Decepticons from turning Earth into a new Cybertron. You have some nice images here of Prime. You can see he does come with a matrix of leadership that we'll take a look at later. 21 steps, authentic Hasbro. On the top, Transformers Devastation, Devastation Optimus Prime. On the bottom, you have nothing, and you do have that Takara logo there. And Prime here does, of course, come with his instruction booklet. 8 and up, Transformers Studio Series, Devastation, Optimus Prime, Devastation. You have a picture of the figure there. And on the back, you have Takara Tomy and Hasbro. Very nice. Now moving on to the figure himself. Here is Deluxe Devastation Optimus Prime from the Devastation video game. And I think this is a very nice little deluxe class figure for what you're paying. I think you're getting a pretty good deal, but taking a look at the details on the truck mode here, you can see you do have some color shading here going on, meant to make him look like he looks in the video game, which I appreciate very much. Wish they did some more of that all throughout the figure, but I do appreciate it where they did. Unfortunately, some places that this figure does fall short is the grille and this front bumper, just done in this white plastic that I do not think looks that pretty. You have some yellow lights here on the front and some silver lights. Nice details, Autobot logo on that side. Just this area through here looks a little ugly, but the wheels are all pinned on, which is very nice, so they roll very smoothly. The back here is actually one of the cleaner backs that we've had for an Optimus Prime truck mode. You just have the trailer hitch there. No paint there on the back, unfortunately, but overall, you can see the Autobot logo not on this side, and these windows are unpainted. But overall, not a bad looking little deluxe alt mode here, but I do think that some areas could have certainly used some more paint and different colored plastic. Now, Optimus here does only include one accessory, but it is a pretty cool one. You get this axe here, as seen in the game, with this nice swoosh going on behind it, so you get the effect that he is swinging it around at the Decepticons. And you can see it's done in a red plastic, but painted over in this yellowish orange color, which doesn't look too bad. And this can store here in the vehicle. Basically, you just take that tab there and plug it right there into that section. Just tab that right in, and there you go. You can have that stored there. And one cool feature of this little guy here is you can bring in the SS-86 Commander Class Optimus' shuttle. If you want, just flip that up, and you can see that that tab there can plug right in there. It doesn't hold securely, so if you like, it's gonna fall out, but he is able to drag the trailer along, which is pretty darn cool. And speaking of the Studio Series 86 Prime, I feel like he was the only real warranted comparison to put here with this guy. So here is this figure with the 86 Optimus, and you can see the difference between a Commander class and a Deluxe class in the paint apps and, of course, the size. But I think that they are both very, very nice in their own regard. This one, of course, being $90, this one being $25. I think that they both get the job done of Optimus Prime. And if you're just buying for a little kid, or you just want a figure on display, I think this deluxe figure does the good job here in alt mode. But of course, this is like the Prime Optimus Prime. You see what I did there? To have in your collection right now, especially as an 86 version. And I think that's about all to say here about this Devastation Optimus Prime in his truck mode. I think it's a pretty cool little truck mode, but it could have used some more paint and a little bit different colored plastic on some parts, but overall looks pretty good. So let's get to the transformation. So the first thing you can do is go ahead and put this axe off to the side. If I can get it untapped, come here, get off. Get that off to the side, and the first thing we're going to do is come here to the wheels and just flip those up into the leg. Do the same thing on the other side, flip those into the leg. Now what you're going to do is come to this piece here, untab it from the side. You can see there's a tab there and a slot there, and it's going to tab in down here. You can see the slot and the tab there, so just bring that down like so. Do the same thing here on the other side, just bring that down like so. And now what we can do is we can split the legs here. You don't want to split them too far, just split them enough to where you can get them undone from one another. Now what we can do is come to the front here, and we're going to pull down on this grill section and get your nail right in here between this section here and just pull this section outward. So just pull this section outward, and you can see there is a little tab there that will go into a little notch there, and you're just going to want to swing that arm out to the side. Do the same thing on this side, just pull this section down and get your nail or your whole hand in there and try to swing that piece out. It is a little difficult to do sometimes, but it is doable. Just swing that out, and now you're just going to untab these arms from the back section. You see a slot there and a tab there. Just undo those sections and bring the arms forward. You can bring them up, get them out of the way. You can go ahead and flip the little fists out like so. So you get that going. If it hasn't done it already, you want to push that piece backwards and then come back here, and you want to slide these pieces around. When you're going into truck mode, you can see there is a notch right there, and there is a tab on the leg that you want to go into each other. But going into robot mode, there is a slot right there and a tab there. You're just going to tab that in. Do the same thing on the other side. Swing that around, tab that in, and now what we can do is come here to Optimus's head and just swing it up, and it will expose this piece, which you can just straighten out and rotate the head 180 degrees. Make sure you get it all the way down. And there is the upper body of Optimus. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is just rotate the legs downward like so. Come here to the heels, flip those up, and flip the feet up. Do the same thing on the other side. Come around, flip the heel up, flip the foot up, and come to this piece that formed the trailer hitch and just flip it into the leg on each side, and there you have Optimus's legs all done. Now what we can do is rotate the waist 180 degrees so that everything is oriented the correct way. You can bring those arms down now if you want, and the last step you're going to want to do is just untab these wheels here and fold them up into the back like so. And with all that being said, there you have little Devastation Prime in his robot mode. And out of the two modes, I do definitely prefer this robot mode here, but I think the alt mode looked pretty good also. But let's take a look closer here with this robot mode for Prime. You can see the head sculpt there is very, very nice. Some people actually prefer this head sculpt over the one on the Commander class Prime, and I actually might have to kind of agree with that. But you can see you have mostly blue with some gray and blue eyes. Once again, that chest piece, very nice. It's not a faux chest. They did actually incorporate the chest into the truck mode, which is something we can't say about the 86 version, so that is pretty cool. Some gray details there, yellow, blue, just all down the legs. Once again, not a fan of this color plastic they used, but that is these are supposed to be white on his robot mode, so it doesn't bother me as much in robot mode, but these pieces here are a little bit ugly. Down the feet, no details really, but it is a nice blue, which is what it should be. And backpack wise, he really does not have anything, just this one piece here and the wheels there. But overall, oh, and forgot to mention that Autobot logo there now on the shoulder. But overall, I think he looks pretty good here in robot mode. Another part that I'm not a big fan of is the color of the smokestacks they used, but overall, I think the robot mode looks pretty cool. What's up guys, it's TF Collector budging in here for a little correction of something I forgot to cover in this review. So you will not hear about this throughout the rest of this review because I completely forgot to mention it. But if you open his chest cavity here, you open it up, and he does have a matrix of leadership. Looks not the best, if I'm being honest. It's not the best matrix that we've seen, especially recently, and overall it isn't the most detailed little piece, but you can see just done in a gray plastic there, the matrix of leadership. And he does have little indentions cut into his hands on both sides, so you can have him holding it, which takes a little bit of working, but he can hold the matrix, and if you make use of these joints, he can hit the iconic pose. Now he is of course an action figure, so you can pose him around. The head is on a ball joint, so he can go a full 360. It can look up and down just slightly, not enough to where you can really count it though. Shoulders are on ball joints. They can rotate full 360. They can move up and down. They can also hinge forward and back due to transformation. You do have a bicep swivel. You do have an elbow bend. Due to transformation, you do have some wrist movement there. You do have waist articulation. The legs can kick up that far. They can kick backwards that far. They can kick outwards. A full split. You do have thigh rotation here above the knee. I was thinking it was up here, but no, it is right here above the knee, only right above the knee rotation. 90 degree at the knee there, and the feet do untab and can fully pivot, which is very nice. So overall, for a deluxe figure, he poses very, very well. And you can, of course, bring in the weapon here, and this can be incorporated into the robot mode. First of all, you can store it. You can just tab it back here on this back piece if you want, and you can store it back there. But if you want to have him holding it, you just take that post there and plug it into his hand, so you can have him wielding his axe, and I think that that does look pretty darn cool. And just to give you a sense of scale, here is a little Devastation Deluxe Optimus Prime with 86 Commander Prime, so you can get a sense of the scale you're getting. You can see, of course, 86 Prime much taller, but Devastation Prime does also hold his own, especially for a deluxe class figure. So that is my review for the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition Deluxe Class Devastation Optimus Prime from the Devastation video game, and overall, I think that this figure turned out pretty well. I've actually seen a lot of negative comments about this figure online, and I'm going to have to disagree with them. I actually really like this figure. I found myself picking it up and transforming it more than any of the other figures in this wave, other than maybe that Sentinel Prime. I mess around with him a lot, but this figure I've been picking up and transforming back and forth, and I might actually keep him on my desk as a desk figure because I really enjoy this transformation, and both modes are very satisfying. Of course, I made some complaints about the coloring and the plastic of certain pieces and how he could have used some more paint, and all of those are true, but overall I think the figure is very, very enjoyable, and if you anyone of any age can enjoy this figure. If you're a collector, you'll enjoy it. If you buy this for a little kid, they'll enjoy it, and that's really what it's all about. This figure is an all-around great bag, and you're getting your money's worth, and that's probably the most important part. It's a very enjoyable figure, very enjoyable transformation, good looking robot mode, good looking vehicle mode. I think that this little Optimus Prime turned out very, very good. So that is my review for Studio Series Gamer Edition Devastation Prime, and I'm going to rate this figure a very high and probably controversial 8.5 out of 10. I know that's the same rating I gave Ironhide, but I've had flaws with that Ironhide mold from Gamer Edition. When I transform him back and forth, pieces are falling off and all kinds of stuff. This guy has a really enjoyable transformation, and I can't help but pick him up and transform him multiple times throughout the day. So yeah, that is my review for Prime here, and remember, don't sacrifice the things you love for the approval of others. I'll see you guys very soon with another review. We'll be going back in time to Studio Series 14 Ironhide. Until then, roll out. Peace.